So Joseph, today we're heading to Finland, where Pohjola is one of the biggest risers on the European markets today, up around 20%. Why are people so excited about this relatively unheard of banking and insurance group?
It's an unusual bank anyway. It's the listed banking subsidiary of a much wider financial services group called OP Pohjola, which is actually run by a central cooperative. And it listed its bank way back in 1989, but now it really wants to sort of buy back sort of the minority stakes in the bank.
And why does it want to do that if it only listed them a few years ago?
Well, if you read the tender offer, you'll read quite familiar arguments for why it can sometimes be bad for mutual groups to own listed entities. So they mention, well, the incentives of management between the two entities aren't aligned. They have a new sort of strategy for expansion, and so this is the time really to bring everything back in-house. But there are other broad issues going on here, such as kind of capital and managing the group's capital more efficiently when the regulatory environment has changed.
And how about shareholders in Pohjola? Should they be happy with this offer? Has it been a good performer for them?
Yeah, I mean, its performance as a listed entity in like the last 5 years or so hasn't been sort of fantastic. I mean, compared to the Euro Stoxx index, the latter has kind of outperformed Pohjola by about 35% since 2009. Obviously, the payout ratio on Pohjola shares has been about 50%, so it's not too bad. You know, it's paying a dividend of about 67 cents a share with results today. But at the same time, it's not a terribly exciting bank with a huge kind of, expansion before it. So maybe it is best really just to kind of sell your minority stake back to this OP Pohjola group.
So this is a real contrast to the UK, where the cooperative is losing a stake in its bank to other shareholders for the first time.
Yeah, I think prospective cooperative bank shareholders should look at Pohjola as another case, quite closely, because it suggests that listings for, finance-involved mutuals don't always, end well, especially when, the basis for expansion becomes less clear. I mean, you could argue with the cooperative bank that it's going to be a player in a fairly closed, UK retail banking market. But you really have to think about what are your returns going to be and what will the relationship be with the mutual group parent, because obviously the co-op group will still have a stake in the co-op bank and it will still want to sort of pay attention to the co-op bank's kind of message and strategy for customers.
Well, the case for listed stakes in parts of cooperative groups is certainly not a clear one, and I guess the debate will continue. Joseph, thank you very much.